Hi, I'm Barry Nolan, and congratulations, you are lucky enough to be watching Relentless Review.
Another show of Relentless Reviews. I am your host, as always, Joshua Englander, and today we are reviewing Soul Calibur V. So, how was the new story mode that they incorporated? Are the online battles any fun? Did the graphics improve over the great-looking Soul Calibur IV from 2008? How does this fighting game in particular stand up to other recent fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Marvel vs. Capcom 3? Well, let's check out the trailer.
Peggy 16.
Those who live by the sword must die by the sword. But those born under the sword must forge their own destiny. Fearsome warriors locked in battle until only one soul remains.
Don't get in my way! No mercy! Submit! Show him his
Soul Calibur V.
I will show you the ultimate price of justice!
Alright, so first of all, the graphics are absolutely gorgeous. This game, artistically and graphically, it's spectacular. Even though Soul Calibur 4 to Soul Calibur 5 wasn't a huge jump from 2008 to 2012 in particular, as you look at it, the game still looks beautiful. Artistically, the costumes on the characters look great. I mean, altogether, the graphics in general they express themselves very well when showing off each individual character. So that's really nice to see. Also, the online multiplayer is a lot of fun, and this is very surprising. It's kind of unique, and how it expresses themselves. Basically, as players, you have each of these kinds of cards, and you match up against each other, and that's sort of how you fight. And that's really, really fun. And I think I hope they continue to use that in next Soul Calibur games. It's very well made. There's no question about that. Unfortunately, though, I have a lot more negatives to talk about with you guys. First of all, the story mode that they incorporate into Soul Calibur V is horrible. It's incorporated through a still imagery, and it's just not interesting at all. Like, for example, Mortal Kombat from 2011, that it never showed anything like that. It was all in-game, and that was what made it interesting. So, even though the story itself is not like, even though it's horrible, and I know a lot of people will tell me, oh, well, it's a fighting game, so of course the story's not going to be very good, but the way it's shown as well as it's presented is horribly done. I really didn't like that. Also, very disappointed that there's no major gameplay improvements at all. I mean, you're talking about 3-year development, or 4-year development, whatever you want to call it, and you would expect that because it takes 3 to 4 years to release the next one, that there would be at least 1 or 2 huge improvements. You don't see any of that in Soul Calibur V. That really, really ticked me off. There's no special features for each character. Like, for example, one of the main special characters you play as in the new one is Ezio Auditore, and there's nothing special about him. I mean, you can button mash throughout the game and as Ezio, and it wouldn't feel any different than it does with any other character, for the most part anyways, and that's just the problem. I had a huge problem with that. He's supposed to be like the huge new character in the game, and he doesn't feel any different than any of the other characters. Very disappointing. Also, what's very disappointing, the character creation. I mean, yes, granted, it's nice to see in a fighting game, but even when you add certain costumes and whatever, make him look or her look, you know, stylish or whatever, when it comes to the fighting skills, again, it feels all the same. And I wish that they did something with the character creation where it makes you feel unique. If you're not going to make other characters feel unique, make your character at least feel somewhat unique. That really ticked me off. I was very disappointed by that. So overall, again, this is a very, very short review, but this is what my point is. Soul Calibur V, there's not much going on there. I mean, granted, there's a lot of really bad fighting games that have been made over the last few years, and this isn't the worst by any means. But it's nothing more than a generic fighting game, and when you consider Mortal Kombat, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter 4, I can go on forever. This really, really pales in comparison. So I'm sorry, I have to give it a 5 out of 10. Give me a break. I mean, yes, I'm not the biggest fan of the Soul Calibur franchise, but Soul Calibur 4 was an excellent game, I think, from 4 years ago. It was really well done. It was a big leap from Soul Calibur 3. And Soul Calibur 5, you take 3 to 4 years to give us practically the same game? Give me a break, man. That is not how I see things, you know? That's just not how I like to present or see fighting games present themselves. If you're going to take 1 or 2 years to develop a new fighting game, that's different. But this took 3 to 4 years to come out. I'm really ticked off by the fact that Soul Calibur 5 couldn't deliver when it has a 3 to 4 year development. So, all right, well, you've heard enough ranting from me. That's another show of Relentless Reviews. Please remember to subscribe as always, and also remember to check out my blog, www.relentlessreviews.webs.com. Also remember to follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.